questions about one issue and not the other, we can
You
vote.
want a separate motion?
I think it would make sense because somebody may agree with the move of balancing with Penco and Dodge Cox, but not want to make the move on Main Street, so I would hate to see them tied together or
I
not.
make a motion that we balance our with Penco and Main Street.
You have to withdraw the first one?
Yeah, are you substituting? I mean, you
I'll
need
withdraw
to
my first motion then.
substitute it.
And the second has to agree that.
I agree. Then I'll make a motion that we balance between Penco and Dodge Cox.
Okay.
Maybe it's to council, but don't we need to define this a little bit more in terms of exact economic terms? I mean, when I talk, I think we should define it in terms of dollar amounts. Don't we want to, or at least have that be part of the discussion?
Did we come up with a percentage?
I think what the subcommittee discussed was a minimum buy-in in looking at the cash account, assuming a $5 million buy-in, and then is described working with Dodge and Cox to begin to liquidate bonds that they have in a way that either has realized gains or minimizes realized losses, and to ultimately move towards a balance between Dodge and Cox and Penco.
So the motion is?
You want me to repeat all that?
You could just accept the
I'll
recommendation.
accept the recommendation of the administrator. How's that?
Is there still a second? Thank you. Okay. Any discussion on the bonds as of right now?
Yes, I have one comment. I think in the future it would be very good to sort of bring this forward in a manner that there's more documentation. In other words, in the future, what I would prefer is a recommendation from the retirement administrator in writing that says the committee is met, the committee's makes the following recommendations, or here are 2 or 3 options. We have a written document, the public has a written document to sort of address how we're doing our decision making. So it would address, we're doing this because of the asset allocation balancing needs. We're doing it because, we've got the following recommendations from our consultants as to the things you referenced verbally, the possible advantage of the recovery if we go from one fund to the other, those kinds of things. And so we have a written paper trail that says there's something substantive behind how the committee made its decision, and then you bring it forward as a recommendation to this body and say, I recommend doing this amount of money, this, and then the body takes it up as one or more options that you present. I just think that would be a better way of doing it in the future. So that's my only comment on this.
I have one question too. How did we get so heavy in Dodge and Cox? And I know that was before my time. I'm just curious. How come we have so much Dodge and Cox does a lot better than Bradford and Marzac?
Well, for a long time, they weren't. Bradford and Marzac was underperforming, and they were our original bond managers, the first ones we hired, and we hired them, I think, as a medium-term manager, and then Dodge and Cox was brought on as a long-term, or vice versa. I don't remember. It was back in the 80s, and then Bradford was just not performing as well as Dodge and Cox, and there were some board members who had some concern about them. So over the years, we originally wanted 50% in each manager, and then over the years, there was votes taken, and we were contributing more and more and more to Dodge and Cox until we got to a 90-10% split with them. It was just something that evolved over many years. And so it just. And even today, Peter, you look at Peter's report on the last quarter and most of the last up to 5 years. Bradford has outperformed Dodge and Cox, and they've been doing that for the last, 4 or 5 quarters. But there's something that Peter has a problem with Bradford and Marzac. That he has some problems with the structure of their corporate structure. In fact, Janine, I think I sent you a letter some time ago about them splitting into, they were going into an LLC, and Peter had a question about whether we had some but whether there was some problem with us having investments with an LLC as opposed to private, I mean, they're now a limited liability corporation as opposed to a corporation. And that was one of Peter's concerns, but it's not, there were just other things that he couldn't really put a finger on, but he was afraid to give any more money to them every year. So anytime we had to rebalance and add money to the fixed income area, it went to Gravenberg to Dodge Cox.
If I may too, and I spoke with Peter on Monday, sharing your question. And again, this is something that is water under the bridge at this point. And one of the things we're definitely correct is my question to Peter is that if Bradford Marzac is not going to be receiving any additional dollars for investment, and there was perceived to be management risk by having too many dollars in Dodge and Cox, how did we get to 90-10 before we decided to address this management risk issue? Why wasn't it addressed a while ago? The only explanation that I got was Dodge and Cox was performing at such a high level that there didn't seem to be as much a sense of urgency, but yes, probably should have diversified the number of managers sometime ago.
Any further comment, questions?